Do you think we should still vote against them if they keep running these same status quo politicians? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. The Democrats are ultimately beholden to the capital class, to their donors. You know, that's the reason why this wasn't the end of it. You know why? Because this represents the donations made by the people, not by corporations. Sanders won the hearts of the people, but the people don't choose who gets to win the presidency. I mean, they do in a direct sense. You cast your vote, but they're not the kingmakers. Sanders can win all the counties he wants, but if the corporations don't like him, the Democrats won't pick him, or they'll certainly not be happy about it. They would have undermined and sabotaged him the entire way if he'd won the presidency in 2016 or 2020. The lobbyists would have gotten to every other Democrat. Bernie Sanders, every time he passed anything good, any executive order, anything, they would have sabotaged him. Any bill he tried to put forward, unanimous consensus, bipartisan non-support. They would have shut him down. It's the capital class. It's the capital class. It's the wealthiest people in the world, and they hate you. They hate you. They don't even care if in an absolute sense the world gets worse for everyone, including them. They don't care if they have to weather out the rest of their wretched lives in an apocalypse bunker in Hawaii or the Philippines or some undiscovered island that we don't even know about. They hate you. Every single one of the wealth, of the capital class, of the donors, of the businessmen who denounced Donald Trump on January 7th, 2021, they've all come crawling back. All of them. All of the people. I saw Piers Morgan kissing Donald Trump's ass. I saw Jeff Bezos kicking Donald Trump's ass. It's all fealty. If you continue to cede ground, if you continue to allow these people to choose the winner, then this is just going to happen over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. We will never move forward. It's got, like every election, it's going to be this and this. You poll all of these people, what do they want? They want free healthcare. They want better job security. They want paid sick leave. They want maternal and paternal leave. Then who do they vote for? This. Every election from now on until the end of time, until you die and your children die and your grandchildren die, it'll be this. Until the Democrats or whoever else are able to provide a compelling counter narrative. And it can't just be another status quo Democrat politician stepping forward and saying, I'm going to do, like an Obama, I'm going to do things differently. And then the thing differently, well, he talks good. He's real funny. You need to really hit it. You need to make the capital class scared. Bernie Sanders could have won doing that. All we need is Democrats with the spine to back him. My mom is a crazy MAGA, and she told me back during the primaries when Bernie was running, she would be interested in choosing between Bernie and Trump. It's true. It's true. And I've been saying it my entire fucking career. It's been like this the whole damn time. But how do we bring change to the Democratic Party unless it's from the ground and local level? I don't know. I don't know how you change the Democratic Party. I'm sorry, but like the Democratic Party's leadership is like 50-50 split between people like grinning psychopaths who are aware of the fact that they're just doing what their capital class owners want. And thank you, Benjamin. Just to hope you don't know soon. And people like the committee chair who genuinely, unironically think that the problem with America is that they're not smart enough to understand how good the policies Democrats offer are. As long as that's the dynamic we're dealing with, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Do you think there's a chance Bernie Sanders could spearhead a new third party if Democratic leadership refused to change? Bernie Sanders himself? Probably not. Maybe in an advisory role, but that'd be, like, it'd be very, very surprising. Both the new party and Bernie Sanders thing. Vaush, would you agree that progressives and leftists should abandon the Democratic Party, given it's clear they will only drag us further right? I don't really know what you mean by abandon the Democrat Party. Like, you vote for the least evil in whatever election you're given. Progressives and leftists should push for something more left-leaning, but at the moment, like there isn't really like a platform to, like right now, the game needs to be like what you can do to take shelter with and work with liberals. Otherwise, you're separating yourself and creating a situation where you're like a very, very easy target. Unfortunately, we're very much in like an apes together strong kind of situation, no matter how stupid the apes we might be stuck with are. But in all seriousness, I think it's time for socialists and progressives to run in Republican primaries, Vaush. We can win there, even with social progressive rhetoric. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to give any specific advice for advocacy or what we can do to move forward from this point, because I feel like things are going to change very rapidly, very negatively in a lot of cases, And I don't want to like put my eggs in a basket that might not work as soon as we see the conditions lay out, you know? Dems need to unironically run a Jon Stewart type celebrity in 2028. They have to abandon neoliberalism. We can't keep doing this, man. Jon Stewart is populist in a lot of respects, but I don't know if he is enough. Kboshi with the $2, what's your opinion on the leftist Portland? I mean, Portland's a nice city in some respects, but it's still kind of a shithole. Like, all of these cities, LA, Portland, Seattle, if they ran themselves properly, if they managed their affairs properly, they could be like havens. Why is it that if you go to like a city in Japan, on average, they're so much cleaner and better run? Japan has less money to go around. They have less money moving around in these cities. Why does Singapore, a country that is an authoritarian dictatorship, why do they have cleaner streets? Oh, because they arrest the people who spit gum. No, it's not because of that. I mean, well, maybe that's part of it, but it's because like, as like a rule, like some countries are more willing to rein in like rampant capital than others, and America does nothing. There are capitalist countries out there that that have a like much easier time reining in the excesses of capital in their own cities, and they have a better culture for local management. But we don't do that. It's not because Japan is like a magical place or anything. Part of its culture, and part of it's like a concept of civic responsibility that extends both to like people's individual behaviors and policy. It's not about broken windows policing. It's about like making sure the money goes where it needs to, or at least close to where it needs to. American cities are poorly managed, and it's not like Republicans do a better job or anything. It's just like across the board, you know? Should we use our limited political capital on creating a positive alternative message on social media like masculinity and community building? Yeah, honestly, I think the future for a while is going to be like, how do we convince 18-year-old men to not be literal Nazis? Do you have any plans to go back to the debate cycle? I think we need you back on the podcast. Not going to fix everything but start. All the evidence that I've seen from the past 3 years is that there's literally no point in debating people on the right. The problem here is apathy and narrative, not are you technically correct or incorrect about something. Like, if anything, I've been vindicated in this point. There is no relationship between like going up to a right-leaning person and telling them what is correct or what is incorrect, no matter how rhetorically effective you are, and them changing their mind. It's done. That's done. Maybe interpersonally, but not from a job perspective. What about debating libs? Maybe, but even then, it doesn't get framed as debate. It's like, well, let's talk about policy challenges moving forward or whatever. Maybe there's something there, but like, I think the main way forward is like, I don't know, video game let's play channels where instead of like covertly converting people to Hitler, you convert them to like, I don't know, not Hitler. Whatever the opposite of Hitler is. Didn't FDR actively use his power to strong our conservatives into accepting his New Deal, which itself tamed populism in the US at the time? We could use that. Yep. FDR was willing to actually use the bully pulpit and like, you know, crush dissident from his opponents. And modern day Democrats are just not.